Hey there, guys and girls. This is your girl, Green Fire Motivation. I know it's been a while, but there's a reason, and this time I'm actually going to tell you the reason. So here's my question. Have you ever been in a situation where you had no ideas? I mean, no ideas, no thoughts, no words. You know you wanted to say something, but you didn't know what to say. You know you wanted to do something, but you didn't know what you want to do. Yeah, if you can identify with me, say, I know what you mean. Just go ahead and type down in the bottom, I know what you mean. So, welcome to the Green Fire Motivation channel. My name is Judy Owens. It is my intention with this channel to get you to take action and to take control of your life. Definitely subscribe if you haven't done so already. If it's your first time here, welcome. If you're coming back, thank you so much for your support. Definitely smash the thumbs up button, hit the like button, and by all means, leave a comment at the bottom. I will respond to you directly once I see your comment. And also, if you can share the video with someone you think might help, that would be great. So, once again, have you ever been in a scenario where you just ran out of ideas? Just completely ran out of ideas, okay? So, on my little sheet of paper here, you guys know by now that I'm real big on sheets of paper. Now, if you've been following me and you've been doing the different worksheets and activity sheets that I've been going over in the videos, what I would suggest you do is get either a binder, like a really skinny binder, and put some holes in it and put them all together, or maybe you can get a folder, just to have everything all in one spot. You know why? Because at some point you can look back at all those activity sheets and see how much progress you've made since you've written them out. So, that was a little side note. So back to the question. Have you ever been in a situation where you ran out of ideas? Okay. So on my sheet of paper, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You guys know I like to count, right? Something about the numbers. Okay. So if this is you and you are struggling to find something to say, something to write, something to explore, a new business you want to start up, or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish that you just have no words and no ideas for, I have 5 ways that you can get your creativity stimulated. Okay, here you go. Okay, so number 1, pick up a book. Okay, pick up a book. That's number 1. And the reason why I say pick up a book is because number 1, there's no distractions. Okay, you're the only distraction. Pick up the book. Here's the deal. If you're trying to learn more about a topic that you want to expound on, you need to find other people's ideas. And I know that sounds like a cheat, a way to cheat. But to be honest, there's no need for you to reinvent the wheel. Get someone else's idea and make it better, right? That's what we do anyways. I mean, most research is based on other people's ideas, the findings of other people. So what we do is we take those findings and we just make them better, right? It's called technology, guys. Stay with me. Okay, so one example when I say pick up a book, here is it. I actually have an example. So anybody who's been following me knows that I've been talking a lot about time management and the activity sheet to maximize your 24 hours and how to do that, the hours, the minutes, and so forth. So when I say if you run out of ideas, well, pick up a book, but not just any book. Pick up a book that's in reference to what you're struggling with, right? So if you're struggling on how to find ideas, pick up a book about, hey, how to find ideas, how to become more creative, how to get some ideas on what you want to write about. So time management. So see this book right here? This book is actually about 3 or 4 years old in my library. But when I started finding that I was having trouble with timing and getting things done, what did I do? I reopened the book. Okay, I reopened the book. Now, I like to write in my books. See that? All the highlights and stuff. So what I'll do is I'll actually go back to those pages that I actually highlighted and wrote on, because if I wrote it, that meant that it was something that helped me along the way. So now I'm going back to remind myself. Now, if you don't have a book in reference to whatever it is that you're trying to write about or think about or try, a business idea or whatnot, go to the library. Now, the library is completely underrated. When you think library, most people think boring. To me, I get excited, but a lot of people think boring. I don't want to go to the library because it symbolizes all the time that I can't do something else. But if you're really trying to get creative, you need to put something in that can get something out of you. So if you're not putting in anything, then there's nothing that's going to come out. So say, for example, if you watch the same TV show every single day for a year, right? The only thing that you're going to be able to talk about is that one TV show, right? Why? Because that's all you've been watching, right? Okay, so number 1, pick up a book. All right? So number 2, number 2, okay? So the number 2 thing that I have on my list says, stop by a magazine rack. Stop by a magazine rack. Okay, so one of the things about magazines is, one, there's a whole bunch of different ideas. Why? Because within the magazine, you have many different people's, either one, their opinions, their tips, their suggestions, their do's, their do-nots, all that good stuff, okay? So basically what you're doing is you're getting a scope of a lot of people's different ideas, and then it makes you think. So say, for example, if you pick up a magazine and there's like a cover story. Well, matter of fact, let me back up. On most magazines, they have a cover story, which is, maybe one person or a couple of people on the front of the page. But then if you notice on either the right or the left side of the magazine, they'll have, little tidbits of what's inside of the magazine, right? So say, for example, you guys know that I'm on this weight loss journey, which, by the way, I'm holding steady at 7 pounds lost. So, yay, kudos to me. Celebrate little victories. But anyways, okay, so they'll give you little tidbits of what's on the inside of the magazine. So they'll say on page 1, dieting tips. On page 7, recipes. On page 9, how, different ideas on how to work out, right? Okay. So for me, say, for example, I am trying to lose weight. So if I run out of ways, or I get bored at eating broccoli and chicken, or I get bored at, drinking vinegar water every day, or I get bored at not eating anything past 9 o'clock, there may be some tips in that magazine that can help me to make little adjustments to where I can still reach my goal while not getting bored at what it is that I'm doing, right? So I'd say stop by a magazine rack because there's so many different people's ideas. Now, granted, all of the ideas won't be for you, but that's okay because you know what it is that you're looking for. You don't have the idea per se, but you have a general thought process on what it is that you're looking for. So when you see that one little word or that one sentence and you're like, oh man, that's what I was looking for. Next thing you know, you read one sentence and you can write a whole book, or you read one sentence and you can talk for 3 hours, or you read one sentence and you can have a conversation with somebody. That's later to come. Okay. So number 2 is stop by a magazine rack. Okay. So if anything that I've said so far has resonated with you, just type down in the comments, I'm following and I understand, okay? Number three, if you're looking for ideas, you ran out of ideas, here's number 3. Go somewhere you've never been before, okay? Go somewhere you have never been before. And the reason why I say go somewhere you've never been before is because in familiar surroundings, we're used to what we see. We're used to what we hear. We're used to what we think. But in unfamiliar surroundings, 9 times out of 10, your hearing will be heightened. Your eyes, will look more in depth. Your thought process will change because you're experiencing something outside of the normal. Now, I'm not a psychiatrist, a psychologist, or any kind of ist, but I'm a woman and I'm a person. So go somewhere you've never been before. Why? Because it's going to stimulate new ideas. It's going to stimulate that creativity. So whereas you didn't know what to write about, you could probably go to a place and find 50 different things to write about. And then you're trying to figure out where do you start, which one, because you're on overload, which is a wonderful thing, by the way. I think for people who are writers or poets, spoken word artists, sometimes it's difficult for us to find something to write about because, say, for example, you write about love all the time, which isn't a bad thing because people can relate to that. But sometimes you want to expound into other arenas, maybe talk about politics, maybe talk about sports, maybe talk about cooking, maybe talk about music, and in order to talk about or write about or speak about or write poetry about something that you're not familiar with, you first have to experience it in some form or fashion. So that's the reason why I say go somewhere you've never been before. Now, for example, if you say you stay in the house a lot, okay, now we've all been locked in the house since COVID or scared to go out or whatever. But say, for example, if you're just used to being in the house all the time, it's okay to just get out and maybe go to a park and just walk around. You know what I'm saying? Just walk around. You don't have to be, walking for a certain amount of time or whatever, but because you're in a different surrounding and a different environment, it'll stimulate different ideas. Next thing you know, like I said, you have 50 different things to write about. You might write about the birds, you might write about the grass, you might write about the insects, you might write about the clouds in the sky, the grass, the sidewalk, the area that you're walking in, how it makes you feel, what it makes you think about, you know what I'm saying? All of these different things will help you to get those ideas flowing, okay? That's the whole point, to get the ideas flowing. So number 3 is go somewhere you've never been before. And if you're still with me right now, if you haven't done so already, definitely subscribe, hit the thumbs up button so you can definitely stay motivated and keep your motivational flame green. Also, if you like that third one, go somewhere you've never gone before, come back to the video after you've actually applied that step, you've gone somewhere you've never been before, come back to this video and type it in the comments. Tell me where you went, why you went there, and how it made you feel, and also if it gave you new ideas, okay? So, number 4. Now, this is my favorite one, okay? This is my favorite one. All my friends will attest, like sometimes I crave that intellectual conversation, so I'll just try to pick their brain. So number 4 is pick someone's brain. Pick someone's brain. And when I say pick someone's brain, I mean ask open-ended questions, okay? So English 101, you have an open-ended question and you have a closed-ended question. Okay, so a closed-ended question is where I say, is the light on? And you say yes or no. And that's the end of the question. Whereas an open-ended question is more of a question where you have to do some explanation, some form of an explanation. So, for example, if I wanted to learn about, let's see, what don't I know much about? Let's see. That's a mess, right? I can't even figure out my own idea. But anyways, okay, so say, for example, I want to know more about an iPhone. Okay, so I might call one of my friends. Let me see, who's tech savvy. I have a friend that goes to my church, Kendall Wooden. So he is savvy with technology, right? So if I had a computer question, I say, I wonder why this computer would hold more memory than this computer. And I would say, what do you think about that? So that's like an open-ended question. So what it does is it allows that person to give you the knowledge, but more of in a conversation, as opposed to you just throwing one question after one question after one question. Now, if you call them for a specific issue, that's one thing. But if you're just trying to pick their brain, a popular question to ask would be, well, what do you think about that? And then, you can kind of just flow, go back and forth with it. And, they're able to be honest, you help them to, help them to verify what knowledge they already have, and even, think deeper on what they know. And then in turn, you learn something. Not to mention, if I don't know anything about technology and I speak to Mr. Wooden and I say, okay, well, this is what he said, then all of a sudden I find a way to say, for example, if I write poetry. So say, for example, I find a way to relate the computer memory to to love in some form or fashion, or maybe computer memory to cooking, just getting creative, getting those ideas going. So like I said, pick someone's brain, ask them an open-ended question. What do you think about that? What do you think would be the best scenario for this? Or, well, this is what they said. What do you think about what they said? Open-ended questions always get a conversation started. Now, I'm going to tell you, the easiest way to shut a conversation down is to ask a yes or no question. So if you're trying to pick someone's brain, do not ask a yes or no question unless it's immediately followed by an open-ended question. So that's number 4. Number 5, okay? Number 5, and if you're still with me, like I said, if you haven't already hit the thumbs up button, definitely do so. Comment on any part of the video that has resonated with you, any part of the video that has helped you. You think you may be able to apply one of these 5 ways to get your ideas flowing. Okay, so number 5, YouTube. I'm gonna say it again. YouTube. I'm gonna say it again. YouTube. No, I'm not on repeat, but hear me. Okay, so I am on YouTube, right? Okay, so let me tell you something. YouTube is like the modern day dictionary. You know, back in the day when you wanted to find something out, a matter of fact, even the encyclopedia. Back in the day when you wanted to find out information, you know, people would say, okay, if you want to find out what a word means, you go to the dictionary. If you want to find out what, information on a certain topic, you go to the encyclopedia, right? Well, here's the deal. YouTube, right? You can type in, and I've said this before, you can type in the word fingernail, and I guarantee you like 50 to 100 videos will pop up just on fingernails alone, okay? I cannot stress enough how powerful YouTube is. If you're looking for ideas, whatever it might be, somebody's got a video about it. Hey, if I was trying to figure out what the next poem was I wanted to write, I could just type the word poem. Or if I said, oh, I want to type a poem on love, I type the word love poems, and 50 to 100 videos will come up. And that's not even the maximum. That's just the minimum, right? So the reason why I say YouTube is very powerful is because there isn't anything that you can't find up there that somebody has not created a video about. So one of the things that I've heard someone say is we don't struggle for lack of information. We struggle for lack of application. I'm going to say that again. We do not struggle for lack of information. We struggle from lack of application. Okay? That's what we struggle from. We have all the information that we need at our fingertips. Our problem is we don't apply it. Now, say, for example, if you wanted, I keep using this as an example because it's an easy example, but if I say I want to write a poem on love and I don't know what to write, but I go listen to 50 different poems on YouTube about love, if I don't have any ideas after listening to 50 different videos about love, then I'm just going to plead the fifth on that because I don't know how to respond to that. I don't know how I could listen to 50 different poems about love and not have my own love poem written up, right? Okay, so YouTube is very powerful. Number 5, YouTube is very powerful. Now, here's the thing, right? It's important that I say this because I know how addictive YouTube can be. So what I would suggest, if there's a topic or something that you want to write about, you got writer's block, or if there's, like if you do YouTube videos like I do, and you're trying to get ideas on what to do your videos on, I would suggest you pick the top 3 videos. Type in whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever ideas you're trying to learn about or whatnot. I would say look at the top 3 videos. Top 3 videos. I would say spend no more than 15 to 20 minutes looking at videos on whatever it is you're trying to get ideas about, and then just pull different things. I would say maybe pull 1 thing from each video, or maybe pull 2 things from each video, and start to form your own ideas. Take whatever you pulled and put your own spin on it, and you should be able to either write or talk for days. Okay, maybe not days, but you know what I mean. You get the point, right? Say right. If you get the point, say I get the point. If you get the point, type down in the bottom, I get the point. Okay? So, once again, I was saying we have 5 ways to find or get ideas if you've ran out. Okay? Number 1, pick up a book and reference to whatever it is you're trying to get some ideas about but are not able to do so. Okay? Number 2, stop by a magazine rack. By a magazine rack, I mean look at all the different, people who have thrown their ideas into a book and take them and put your own spin on it, okay? Number 3 was go somewhere you've never been before. Go somewhere you've never been before, okay? So say, for example, you want to write a book about animals, but you've never been to the zoo, or you haven't been to the zoo in about 10 years. So what you do, go to the zoo, look around, observe the animals, observe their habitats, their environments, and, and everything that they do in a day. And I promise you that you should be able to write something, okay? So go somewhere you've never been before. And number 4, pick somebody's brain. If you have, a best friend or somebody, who's highly knowledgeable about certain things, pick their brain. Pick their brain. Just ask them an open-ended question, okay? Open-ended questions is not a yes or no question. It's a question that has them to explain something, okay? And then number 5 is YouTube, the power of YouTube. Whatever it is that you're trying to get information on, type it in the search bar, look at the top 3 videos, no more than 15 to 20 minutes. No more than 15 to 20 minutes. So, this is your girl Green Fire Motivation telling you that the reason why I did this video is because I had ran out of ideas. If you've been following me, I've been doing a 30-day video challenge. Now, anyone who's been following me knows I'm actually over the 30-day window, but I'm still pushing to pump out those 30 videos, and I'm actually on video number 23. So, case in point, I haven't posted in a few days. Why? I ran out of things to talk about. Isn't that crazy? Now, anybody who knows me knows if I run out of things to talk about, that's something serious, right? So what did I need to do? I need to get back into finding information, finding ways to get more creative about the information that I've already put out. And so I wanted to share this with you guys because I feel like if I'm having this problem, I'm pretty sure someone else is having this problem too, and they can benefit from it. So this is Green Fire Motivation telling you, 1, pick up a book. 2, stop by a magazine rack. 3, go somewhere you've never been before. 4, pick somebody's brain. And 5, YouTubeisthebomb.com. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and share this video with anyone you think it may help. This is Green Fire Motivation. I'll see you next time.